individual and are not granted by the state. And the responsibility of the state, as far as the rights are concerned, is to observe, to respect, protect, promote, and to fulfill the realization of those rights. Why do you have to set up committees and dialogue teams? And yet, in the Constitution, it says every Kenyan has got a right to life. That right to life is not abortion. Those boys who are felled by snipers outside this parliament, we have violated their right to life. The young people want equality and freedom from discrimination. That is an obligation of the state in this Constitution. It should not matter whether you are chariot, whether you are karaoke, for you to access jobs. The other day, I'm watching on TV as leadership of KEFIS, Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Scheme, are talking about a new system that they've launched. The first person to speak sounds like he comes from Meru. The second person to speak sounds like he comes from Meru. The third one to speak sounds like he comes from Meru. The Minister for Agriculture is a former senator for Meru. It should not matter where you come from, because I don't think that Plant Health Inspectorate Services, the expertise only resides in a certain part of the country. But that has been duplicated in each and every ministry. You go to the ICT ministry, everyone perhaps is Otieno, Onyango, Odongo. You go to another ministry of roads, everyone is Cheriot.
Fomeru, Senator Kajwang just yield. Senator Fomeru, we agreed before, just take a seat, just take a seat. We agreed before, I'm talking Senator Kathuri. We agreed as a ground rule that there shall be no points of order. Now, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And honorable senators, to get a boil to heal, you don't caress it. If you need the boil to heal, you must squeeze and squeeze it really hard. Now, that process of squeezing is pretty painful. But if we need to get out of this place where we are, if we need to get out of the place we are, we just have to squeeze this boil. So, Senator Kathuri, I will give you an opportunity. I will give you an opportunity where you're going to lay your case and nobody is going to raise a point of order on you. Conclude, Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, when dry bones are mentioned in a proverb, some people feel jittery. I am talking about the rights and fundamental freedoms that are in the Constitution. Every Kenyan deserves a right to work in public. And that is what the young people are asking for. They are asking for human dignity to be observed. Our people want to be treated properly, like human beings. They don't want to be treated like animals, like we have seen out there in the streets. Our people, our young people, want freedom of conscience, religion, belief, and opinion. They want freedom of expression. They want freedom of association, freedom to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket and petition, and not to be greeted by bullets. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about 39 people dead, it's as if we are counting heaps of logs of firewood. These are children of people. There's a mother somewhere shedding tears today, Mr. Speaker. There is a father somewhere talking about the lost opportunities as a result of a young person doing what he was told he can do comfortably under this Constitution. When you talk about the 39, we are talking about Ibrahim Kamau. Ibrahim Kamau had just left high school, Mr. Speaker. He was felled by a sniper outside this parliament. He was killed within the presence of parliament. We are talking about David Chege, a computer science graduate from Jomo Kenyatta University, felled by a sniper's bullet outside this parliament. The blood has not died in the grass of parliament. We are talking about Eric Shieni, a university student. We are talking about Evans Kiratu, who was killed by a tear gas when tear gas exploded on him. We are talking about Rex Kanyike, Brian Kasaine. Gen Z are saying, grant us the rights that are due to us in the Constitution. More importantly, Gen Zs are demanding that the economic and social rights that are granted unto them in this Constitution and which belong to them, it's not granted by the state. The duty of the state is to fulfill it. These rights belong to the Gen Zs and to the people of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, you don't need a committee of rocket scientists. You don't need a committee of experts. You don't need people from the United Nations to come and interpret for you this Constitution. The answers to the problems are all here. Gen Zs are saying, let us ensure that Chapter 6 of this Constitution is observed and fulfilled, because we have made leadership, and particularly political office, an opportunity to lord over other people and not to serve them. Mr. Speaker, I believe that if the government sat back and reflected, they would realize that all the answers and all the solutions are here. I want to propose further, Mr. Speaker, as we craft this motion and as a leader of majority brings further amendments. I am particularly disturbed when I see the military walking around the streets of Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, we have seen what has happened in neighboring countries. Let us not tempt our military. Let us keep them in the barracks. Let them do the spectacular job they have always done of defending and protecting this nation from external aggression. When you bring the military to the streets, it is like exposing a child to sugar or a child to honey. It has been seen before, it has happened before. South Sudan, Maine, Mr. Speaker. Sudan was a big economy. It was booming. The agricultural sector, the petroleum and mining sector was booming. Sudan is now in shambles. Ethiopia, Mr. Speaker. Ethiopia was an economy that was competing with Kenya. It was poised to overtake Kenya. Safaricom went into Ethiopia, and Kenyan banks and insurance companies wanted to go into Ethiopia. It was messed up by the military. Our resolution, despite what the High Court has done and what the National Assembly did, let the military take the tanks back to the barracks. That should be a resolution of this House. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I have heard some instances of sibling rivalry. Because the Senate is sitting and the National Assembly is in hiding, there are people who are saying, scrap the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell those who say scrap the Senate that we've got a good record as a Senate. We have referred 146 cases to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. And Mr. Speaker, out of the 146 cases, very few of them have been investigated or prosecuted to the final conclusion. And we have told EACC we are going to bring them here before the Committee of the Whole. And Mr. Speaker,